Information risk management. Information risk management is a process of identifying and assessing risk and reducing it to an acceptable level. It's also a form of risk mitigation through policies, procedures, and technology that reduces the threat of cyber attacks from vulnerabilities and poor data security from third-party vendors. There's no such thing as 100% security. Data breaches have massive negative impacts on businesses and often arise from insufficient data protection. Regardless of your risk acceptance, information technology risk management programs are an increasingly important part of enterprise risk management. You must identify risk and mitigate them with either countermeasures. These will involve firewalls or by transferring risk, such as insurance. What are risks? In this slide, we will talk about different forms of risk. When organizations think about their threat landscape and cyber risk exposure, they often think about attackers with malicious intent from an outside organization, or foreign powers attempting to steal critical assets, valuable trade secrets, or other information that is target of corporate espionage. There are also risks can also take different forms, such as physical damage, which involves burning buildings down, human interaction, such as accidental or intentional actions, equipment malfunction, such as failure of systems like hard drive failure or server failure, equipment failure that could cause downtime to an organization, inside and outside attacks, such as crackers, misuse of data. Misuse of data involves sharing trade secrets, fraud, and other activities that can be used to spread propaganda about an organization. Loss of data, intentional or unintentional loss of data. Application error, such as computation errors, input code, poor code, or bugs. Some of these application errors can fall under crackers or misuse of software within the organization. Risk. Risk must be identified, classified, and analyzed to assess potential damage to a company. Remember, there is no 100% security. Risk is impossible to totally measure, but we must prioritize the risk and attempt to address them. Risk management. Risk management is ultimately important in a company. And as important as risk management is, it is also the responsibility of management to employ proper risk management policies in the company. For instance, if you have a line of employees which is under management and you have a risk management team, bringing policies and procedures in place to mitigate against certain risks within the organization. The lower staff or the risk management team can have proper proposals and policies, but if this is not approved by management, then the policies will not be implemented and the company will see no risk management procedures being implemented. Management should always, or more or less, they should try and support the organization's missions. Companies should have an information risk management policies, as mentioned previously. They should have an IRM team that would constantly be working to develop new policies and implement new policies with regards to risk management within the organization. IRM should be a subset of the company total risk management policy.
So the IRM policy is in place so that companies are protected in the most cost-effective manner, meaning it doesn't make sense spending more on protecting something than something is worth. For example, if something is worth $300, it doesn't make sense spending $400 to protect something that is worth $300. So in terms of the IRM team, it would be a large number of members in this team because the main goal is to have cost efficiency. So therefore, there will be small numbers to prevent high costs. Also, the team members don't normally have one single job. They may have other full-time jobs. And they may not only be IT staff members. They may contain other staff members that are in different professions. This team may also consist of senior management, which is a key role in terms of managing the team itself, because with the support of the senior management in the team, there may be a better success rate in terms of the protecting of companies. This is due to the experience and the knowledge that the senior members may bring to the team. So in terms of the IR,
What is risk analysis? Risk analysis is a process of identifying and analyzing potential issues that can negatively impact key business initiatives. Some tools for risk management consist of risk assessment and risk analysis, are used to identify threats, classify assets, and to rate their vulnerabilities so that effective security measures and control can be implemented. The process of risk management is carried out to identify potential risks, tools, practices, rate, and reduce the risk of specific resources of an organization. Some control safeguards include logical access. This is an exact copy of the data should be maintained in case of loss or damage. For higher security environment, a possible firewall implementation is a DMZ. Risk analysis goals. To analyze risks, you have some goals that are set in place. These goals include identify assets and their values, identify vulnerabilities and threats, quantify the probability of damage and cost of damage, implement cost-effective countermeasures, mainly because in a business or organization, you are a profit organization or a profit business, you want to have effective countermeasures but at a cheap cost, because the ultimate goal is to be cost effective. That is to ensure that your assets are safe, at the same time don't spend more to protect something than it's worth. This is basically like if you have a flash drive with the company's employee records and information, you will want to protect that at all costs as compared to some sort of device or storage device that has something basic like the name of companies that you associate yourself with.
So, who's responsible for risk in the business? From previous slides, we know management is responsible, but we should understand why as well. Well, for one, management is assigned the overall responsibility for securing the information of a business. Although they may delegate functions, management has the entire responsibility. And because of this responsibility, they are liable for any risks that might occur within a business. Value of information and assets. It is important to understand an asset's value if you plan on doing risk analysis. So what is something worth? So for example, you are running a coconut business. You have assets such as your vehicle for transport and your cutlass for cutting the coconut. Which one would be more important to insure, the vehicle or the cutlass? It it would obviously be the vehicle because the vehicle is more important in this case for your business to run. It has more value than for your business to operate as opposed to the cutlass. So therefore you would look to insure your vehicle